opinions expressed on this show are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of the PFC Entertainment Network or any of the affiliates that make this show possible.
This is the Pure Fury Creations Entertainment Network.
On tonight's episode, the Knicks have steamrolled Cleveland on their way to the NBA Finals. Who will they match up against? And Vegas is looking to stamp their ticket to the Stanley Cup Final here tonight. And we remember NASCAR legend Kyle Busch. All that and more as the Sports Reel podcast begins right now.
If it's in the headlines, on the first page or the last, it's fair game here on the Sports Reel podcast.
And we welcome you to the real reason why Tuesdays were invented. This is the Sports Reel podcast, live on the PFC Entertainment Network, along with Tim Sheridan and Eric Mendal, and we are being joined by two very special guests. We'll get to them in just one moment.
Two.
Hey! There we go.
We are being joined by Cody from Catching Up with Cody. Matt from Red Wings Rant is with us here this week. We're going to be looking forward to talking to him about the NHL playoffs. One step away from solidifying one side of the finals bracket. We'll get to that later on. Before we get to all that, Tim, Eric, it's great to see you guys. How's things?
I'm going to go first because I was
going to let you.
I'm the king of the world. I'm feeling really good right now. I've had the last 3 days off of work. I've played a lot of golf in these last 3 days. Me and my kid went out and kicked my brother-in-law and father-in-law's ass in a scramble. Nick, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I get to play you again on Thursday, brother, so we'll see how that goes. But no, it's been a really good weekend. I've just been doing a lot of yard work. We're ramping up because we got a big 4th of July party coming up that we're getting ready for. So my ass has been in the yard and I can't breathe because I've been doing yard work and my allergies are kicking my ass. That's all I have to say. Like, this time of year sucks when it comes to allergies. Other than that, Jason, I am fabulous. Like, I'm just happy to be alive. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that it's Tuesday. Matt, it's good to see you. Eric? Yeah.
I'm doing pretty good. You know, a little upset the long weekend's over, but, you know, you got to get back to reality. It is what it is, but happy to be here. Woke up, and that's all that matters.
Scott, I'm rocking my Swiftie shirt for you, brother. Queen of America, right here. Queen.
I can't today.
Yes.
Cody, I had an opportunity to check you out last night on your show. Very well done, my friend. Good to see you. How's things with you?
Thank you. Good. I'm still getting over whatever this is, cold, allergies, everything. So just trying this out of my system, but happy to be here as always. That's why Tuesdays were invented.
Yeah, the real reason, right? And of course, Matt, I'm looking forward to breaking down the Stanley Cup playoffs with you here in a little bit. But before we get to there, how are you, my friend?
Anytime it's NHL playoffs, man, I am good. I'm in a good mood because I've got something to watch every night, and I'm very happy. Come to you guys and tell you what's going on. Let's do it.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about here this week, and let's just go ahead and get the sad part out of the equation so we can kind of pick up the tempo. You know, we don't spend a lot of time on this show to, you know, looking at the world of NASCAR, but last week that, you know, NASCAR was definitely put in the spotlight, and not for the best of reasons. They lost one of their legends unexpectedly. Kyle Busch passed away on the 21st, and I mean, this was a shock to NASCAR fans. And like we had talked about this on Saturday on Ball Game a little bit with Vinny. You didn't have to be a NASCAR fan to know who Kyle Busch was. He was one of the all-time greats in that sport. You know, two-time NASCAR champion, Rookie of the Year. You know, he's won several awards for best driver in the ESPYs. Total career wins of 63. He had 395 top 10 finishes and 35 poles. So, you know, when you look at NASCAR legends, Kyle Busch is, you know, definitely one of those guys. He's on a lot of people's Mount Rushmores. Just a sad thing for, you know, not just NASCAR fans, but, you know, the sports world as a whole, right? Tim, I know you're not a real big NASCAR guy, but I mean, would you agree, you know, that Kyle Busch was, we've lost him. So I'll go ahead and ask you, Matt. You know, we knew who Kyle Busch was, so that was a testament to how successful, how big of a star he was for the sport.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those moments for me where I think for a little bit here, like I'll be able to remember, like I'd see it on my phone that had happened. And at the time, I was on a bus, and a conversation started across the entire bus for people that were NASCAR fans, were not NASCAR fans. But this is, if not like a Mount Rushmore, but definitely in this generation, a Mount Rushmore name that you put up there. And like, to me, I'm not the biggest NASCAR fan, but I knew the name. I right away, like, I actually had my son and daughter next to me, and that's the first thought I had was about people that are close to Kyle and how these tragedies are just, you know, sometimes we get a little lost in sports and we forget about the emotion of those tragedies and what they feel like and what they do to the people around them. And, I'm taken back to, I keep seeing it over and over, is Keanu Reeves was asked in a late night talk show, like, what happens, you know, when we die? And he had the best answer. It was, the people who loved us will miss us. And hopefully that's a sentiment that most people, when these tragedies hit, you kind of think about those folks first.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is one that was felt across the sports world. It was huge whether or not you were a fan of NASCAR. You knew the name. But yeah, as someone who's not the biggest fan of NASCAR, I'm curious if there's anybody else here out of these 5 gentlemen total I'm counting, if anybody was a little bit bigger fan.
I was back in the Dale Earnhardt Jr. days. After Senior passed away, I became a huge NASCAR fan for quite a few years until it started kind of falling off and I kind of moved on from the sport. And that was kind of around the start of Kyle Busch's career. And he came on and he's had, you know, arguably a Hall of Fame career in NASCAR. And a lot of people don't give these guys credit as athletes, but let me tell you, as somebody who's actually done 10 laps at Michigan International Speedway, it takes a lot out of you to race these cars. And I can't imagine, you know, like having to do this all the time, because it was one of the craziest things I've ever done to be able to do that. And for him to be able to do it as well as he did for as many years as he did, this was a huge loss for the sport, you know, and it's sad to see. And you know, it's really strange, you know, how it went down, because this is a story that I've been hearing a lot lately, is a lot of people passing away from pneumonia that's turned to sepsis. We almost lost my father-in-law over the winter to the same thing. And it's something that people need to really, pneumonia's hitting people really hard these days. And people need to really get in check. Like, if you're not feeling good, go get checked out, because this shit has taken a lot of people. We've known quite a few people now who have passed away from the same situation right now. It's very strange. But so just go get checked out. If you're not feeling good, go get some antibiotics right away. Don't try to power through it. You know what I mean? I know this guy was a workhorse and he was getting ready for a race, and he was due to race here pretty soon. And it's sad to see. He's 41 years old. He's got kids, a wife that he's left behind. And, you know, he's one of the greatest to ever do it. And I'm just, you know, it is a sad day for not only NASCAR, but just in the world in general, because he was way too young to go. And I feel for his wife and his kids to have to go through this right now. You know what I mean? That's way too young, just way too young.
You nailed it, Tim. Nothing else you can really say besides, you know, it's a tragedy and it's horrible. And well, that's the game of life. You never know when your number's going to be pulled, and gotta live every day like it's your last, and that's about it. That's all I got.
Yeah, no, it is sad. It's almost like, you know, from like an NBA fan of like when the world lost Kobe, like it was a shock out of nowhere type deal. You know, I used to watch NASCAR with my dad when I was younger, so I, you know, was familiar with him and everything. But, you know, even just watching interviews and stuff and them talking to all his rivals that he had on the racetrack, I mean, at the end of the day, everybody's, you know, human. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely sad. And like Eric and Tim said, you guys you never know. So live every day and just, you know, don't sweat the small stuff.
I think that's what I appreciated him, or you know, appreciated about him, because he was very polarizing. He had one of those the NASCAR fans, they either loved him or they hated him. There was no in between. And he was, you know, he got into some bouts of controversy, but the thing of it is that kind of controversy kept his name in people's mouths and NASCAR on the radar. So it wasn't really a bad thing, you know. I remember, I can't remember if it was Tony Stewart, but I remember, it wasn't all that long ago. He walked right up to another driver and punched him right square in the fucking face. And I was like, that's badass. I mean, that's ballsy to just walk right up to another dude. And obviously they had some sort of issue on the track or what have you. But for it to escalate like that, like I'm over here like, that's kind of what NASCAR needs, is a jolt, you know, something that's going to put their product on the bigger radar, where people who are non-fans be like, well, what the hell is going on over here? Let's pay attention. So, yeah, just a damn shame, and way too young for sure. 41 years old, just had his birthday too. So that's, you know, just absolutely crazy. So we wanted to take a moment here on the show this week and pay our respects to one of the legends of NASCAR. We'll go ahead and make a hard transition here to something that almost, you know, and forgive me, but it damn near feels like a death nail is coming down, and that is with the Detroit Tigers right now, because holy shit, the dumpster fire that continues is now we're crossing into alarming. We're coming into the alarming part of this, and when you look at last week, they went 1-4, and you know, the one win come on Sunday over Baltimore. Cleveland beat their ass. Baltimore dominated them for the most part. Now here today, they're going to start a series with the Angels that's going to go to, through Thursday, and then the weekend series, the Chicago White Sox in Chicago. And you know, we talked about this on Ball Game, and we kind of touched on it a little bit last week. The White Sox are on fire right now. Like, I don't know what is going on, but they are sitting right behind Cleveland, and no one would have thought a year ago this was ever going to be a thing at this point. But then it doesn't get any easier, because the Tampa Bay Rays are on deck starting next week. So, Cody, I'll start with you. Where is your urgency level with this team in terms of panic? Because, I mean, we're a month and a half away from All-Star break. That's kind of, the measuring stick for a lot of reasons. And I know you talked about this last night on your show. I mean, where are you at right now overall with the Tigers? Is there any chance of this turning around?
I don't think so. I think the panic button has been hit. I think they got a lot to fix. I mean, obviously with the pitching being as bad as it is with all the injuries, just injuries, across the board. It doesn't seem like we can get any runs in. Nothing's going well for Detroit right now. I kind of talked about it last night, but like, this is definitely not helping the whole Tarek Skubal staying debate. If I'm him, he's probably sitting back and like, you know what, maybe I'll take my time rehabbing and coming back, and possibly get traded. But yeah, it's definitely a panic button. I mean, it's way too early for us to be this bad. And with the division being as, bad as they are, I mean, it's kind of a laughingstock that the Chicago White Sox are ahead of us. Especially the last couple of years, they've been losing 100 plus games. So yeah, I definitely think it's a huge panic button for the Tigers.
Right this second, they are the third overall worst team in MLB. The only teams behind them are the Los Angeles Angels, who they're going to be playing here next, and the Colorado Rockies. And it's not even that close. It's just, the Rockies have sat at the bottom of MLB for a long, long time now. I mean, there's just kind of where that's their spot. There's no plan in place to turn that franchise around. I'm still going to root for them. I'm beyond pissed about it, and the owner needs to sell the team. But the fact that the Detroit Tigers, with all the hope and anticipation that we went into this season with, and this is where they are. Injuries, I want to think that a good portion of this can be turned around when we start getting our key pieces back. But then we got some disappointing news about Justin Verlander, his return to the lineup. There's a lot of spotlight on him in the off season. How can he be a contributor to the pitching staff? We didn't think that Skubal would be having to have pieces of shit pulled out of his elbow at this part, and you're absolutely right. This does nobody any favors, the way this whole thing has materialized. And Eric, I don't know how close you've been paying attention, but it's disheartening at this point. I feel like in some games that I've watched the opening scenes from the movie Major League, when the Indians were just dog shit, and then they were trying to turn it around. And in the back of my fandom mind, I'm thinking, please let this be a real life version of the Major League movie. And instead of it being the Cleveland Indians, it's the Detroit Tigers. Is that even a possibility in your mind, or are we just fucked?
I don't want to say they're fucked, but like you got to turn it around, and you have to. This whole Skubal thing and how the season's going and all that, you might have to look at the options for the trade deadline. You might have to see what's out there. And it's not a bad idea to look at it now, because, having another surgery on your elbow, third one, and if a team's still willing to give up something for him that could help the team now and turn something around, it's not a bad option to look at. But if you don't make a move or do something or start getting your key pieces back and you start playing, I don't see us finishing anywhere near the top in the league at all.
No, it's difficult to even fathom that thought. Matt, how close are you paying attention to the Detroit Tigers, and what's your opinion on this? And I'll ask this as a follow-up. Cody had asked a question on his show last night: should AJ Hinch be on the hot seat? How much of this falls in his lap or on his shoulders? Matt, can you hear me? You're muted, brother.
I had
Sure.
such a good line. Anyway, they make it easy for it to be must-miss TV. Anyways, that felt so much better when I had momentum going. But to answer the question, I don't know. I don't know with all of these injuries if this just turns into one of those things where we're going to chalk it up as a reset button, and AJ Hinch is probably just going to feel the hot seat because the Tigers are going to do a hard reset to this roster. They'll probably do every bit they can. I think even calling it, is the panic button hit. I wonder, once these injuries piled up, or they saw hey, we could do some surgery and make sure that Skubal's going to get the most value for us. Like, we're going to sell a nice, shiny, brand new Tarek Skubal to any bidder that's out there. One that, was barely touched this season. I would say it's less of a panic button, and now they're just like, this is sweet. This is right according to plan. We couldn't get Skubal to sign long term. We're going to trade him for a lot. I don't expect them to fumble it on what they get back for Skubal, but Skubal's gone. The reset button will be hit with this roster. You'll start to build with McGonigal, and I just think at this point, if you really love what AJ Hinch has brought to the Tigers, which I will tell you, the past couple of years, getting through the playoffs, I think a lot of that is because of AJ Hinch. He's also made some bonehead moves where you're like, all right, we lost that game because he doesn't know how to work his bullpen. But because of that aspect of it, because it's more like a 50-50, and you're going to have an opportunity here to build a brand new roster, you don't need to ask AJ Hinch anymore, like, what do you want to bring to this roster? Hard reset on everything. And I do think Tigers management, while they could salvage the season, I don't think they have any interest at this point. I think they're good to go. They're ready to figure out what else they can add to this roster, see what they can bring over with Skubal. And again, I'd maybe throw out there the question, like, maybe they were really happy that the injuries piled up, because that might have been the plan all along, and now they don't have to really blame anybody and just kind of go ho-hum. That's not the most positive view. I'm saying it with a smile, but I do believe that's essentially our end game, and we can look forward to next year and all the wonderful prospects we'll be adding to this already immense pool, and maybe a couple of guys that haven't worked out, they'll be out of here too. Torkelson, if I may.
Oh, okay. Just kind of slide that right under the door there. I could appreciate that.
That one out there. Curious, you guys, but
Cody, he brings up a good point. Is this part of the game plan? Is management just throwing in the towel in hopes of a complete and hard reset at this stage of the season?
I didn't really think of it that way, but it seems like Detroit in the past, I feel like, has done that with all the sports. So I can see them doing that, like Matt said. So there's no pointing fingers. Nobody gets blamed. It was just kind of, everybody got injured. So it's just, let's go on to the next season. But Matt, that was a great point to bring up. I did not think of it like that at all. But maybe they are just kind of wiping this slate clean for this season and getting ready for next year, I guess.
they're wiping something clean. I'll tell you that.
Wiping their asses. No, I got to throw something in on this real quick before we wrap this up. Jason, you had posted something that apparently Skubal was already looking for his way out of Detroit, which makes a lot of sense. But I saw that his trade value has dropped quite a bit, because I saw a post where, his trade value went from like $41 million down to $1 million after that injury. So he's probably pretty salty we didn't sign him before that or let him go beforehand. And in all honesty, let his ass go. But at the same time, I made a mention to Scott there in the chat that, like, It doesn't matter how they're playing right now, as long as they can stay close enough in the American League. And Scott brought up a good point. The American League looks like trash. So as long as they can stay close in this thing, the only thing that really matters is how you play after the All-Star break. Because last year, we were the hottest team in baseball up to the All-Star break. And then afterwards, they shit the bed. So if they can turn that around and do the complete opposite this year, that would be the right time to actually get hot and make a deep season run, you know what I mean, or a deep postseason run. And I'd like to see that. The team hasn't changed much, and they had a good playoff run last year. So I think that, maybe injuries are playing a lot into this right now. You got Scooble out. I mean, I don't even know if Valdez has come back from, suspension yet. I imagine he's pretty close. But Casey Mize came back, and he looked pretty good in that outing. And then Verlander, he's getting older, so he's kind of fighting out a little bit, and he'll be back before we know it. And I think this team could really turn it around. So I'm going to be Mr. Positivity here and say that, it's only a matter of time before this team turns this thing around, and we're not shitting on them anymore. So, we'll get excited about it again here a little bit. It's still early. It's still May, guys. You know what I mean? Like, let's not put the cart before the horse. Let's stay positive. I'll be Mr. Positivity with my Swiftie shirt on because she is the queen of America. And, I'm just super happy that this team is losing now because they're going to win later on. Jason, don't look disappointed. I'm just speaking the truth.
It reminds me of that meme that I had sent you the other day on TikTok. The thing about walking into the grocery store and you hear a Taylor Swift song and you're like, shut that shit off.
Hell no.
I don't.
Speaking of that, let's move off MLB real quick, and I want to jump in. I know we got to cover the NBA, and I was going to wait a little bit to do this, but I want to get into the NFL. One, because we had some Lions news. Jack Campbell got re-signed, 4 years, $81 million, and I want to ask you guys a question real quick. What does that mean now? Because they still have to sign, and rumor is they plan on signing Gibbs and Laporta before the summer out, before the season starts. I didn't hear anything about Branch yet. I have a feeling we're going to lose one. Which one do you think we're going to lose?
Probably Branch.
I was going to say Branch. Out of all of them, I'd rather lose Branch than any of the other ones that you named. Because obviously we need Jahmyr Gibbs. Jack Campbell makes that defense a lot better. And I'm kind of surprised with the Laporta thing because I feel like just like a month or two ago we were talking him getting traded, and now we're talking extension. So, but we'll see. I mean, he's definitely a good player, deserves the money. But yeah, just kind of see what happens in this offseason.
Exactly. Eric.
I think if you're going to lose anyone, you're going to lose Branch because he's the one that has been injured the most and has missed the most time, unfortunately, but he's a hell of a player. Unless you sign him to a really cheap deal, it just depends because, you could have moved up and got that safety in the draft. Unfortunately, there's always some positions that can be replaced very easily.
No, that's a very good point. Matt, how do you feel about all of it? Like, which one would you lose?
You ask about Branch too, and I think about in the past here, there seem to be like some Dan Campbell guys that we've seen just sort of walk away. Like I would have thought, oh, they're here for the core, they're here forever. A couple years ago, I would have thought Anzalone, this defense lives and breathes with him, and now he's gone. I actually kind of see that with Branch too, and I do kind of feel like it's almost like a checks and balances where we want Dan Campbell to bring the culture, but not as much culture as Branch brings because sometimes that hurts us. Sometimes that gets us in trouble.
Good point.
And with some of the ways that he can be a little reckless, that turns into a problem that maybe they feel like they can either fix by trying to talk to him, or you fix it by saying, see you later. That thought only popped in my head with you guys bringing up Branch. I actually had not given a ton of thought to him leaving, but that was the first thing that came to mind.
Somebody's going to leave.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying somebody's going to leave, so. So what about Laporta?
I don't know if Laporta has done enough to make it a must keep in my book. But it does feel like a Detroit Lions this generation kind of move. It
So
does.
now do you-
keeping
do you,
him feels like the kind of move they make.
Yeah. So now, do you, before their contracts are up, do you do a double, a two-part, a trade? Do you put them both in the package to get something that you really want? Right before the trade deadline, you're like, okay, well, I can only sign Gibbs, Jack Campbell, Laporta, and someone's got to go, and then Branch. Like, okay, well, we got two guys. Can we get, a couple other pieces for these two? Just depends on what they're thinking, if that's even an option.
That's a possibility. That's a strong possibility. But yeah, it's I thought Laporta would be the one to go, but rumor on the street is that they plan on, signing him again after that neck injury. I was kind of a little offset, but sometimes people bounce back from injuries, and I'm going to bring a point up right now because I was pretty freaking excited today, and that's kind of why I'm wearing my Kansas City hat and my Swiftie shirt, because do you know who reported to OTAs and is out there playing right now, boys? Old Patrick Mahomes. Everybody said that he was washed. Eric?
He still is.
He's not washed. And Scott, why you got you on there? He said he wasn't going to come back from it, and he's at OTAs right now.
That doesn't mean anything.
Still early.
Let's talk about these Knicks.
No, hold on. I'm not done talking about it yet. One, because it's not early enough right now. The Kansas City Chiefs, you crap on them all the time, dude. Let's be honest. But right now, we got a guy who's about to, come back from an injury. And Scott, I don't want to hear it because you're already ragging on me about my Kansas City stuff right here. But this guy is literally about to come back from injury. He's at OTAs right now. He's got a knee brace on, stuff like that. But I think he's going to start the season right now. And I've been calling this since Kelsey has re-signed. And
he's going to push it too quick, and he's going to get hurt.
He's not going to get hurt.
Week one.
One of these weeks, I got to get a Kansas City guy in here. In fact, I'm going to put my Kansas City light up in the air right now to try, because I need some damn backup on this show, because between Scott and the chats and you guys always talking shit, and Jason, you called me out on ball game this week. I saw that, and
oh man, I was, because I knew you were watching. I wanted you to feel like you were included in the conversation.
Yeah,
we have a guest waiting in the lobby. Just popped up here.
Well, let him.
What?
Hey, Coach, what's going on, man? Hey, why don't you talk crap to this guy, Eric?
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Are you ribbing me right now?
Come on, Eric, talk crap.
This is AI, isn't it?
No, that's not AI. Coach, welcome to the Sports Trail podcast, brother. It's good to see you.
How you guys doing?
We're doing great.
That's not Coach Reed.
That's Coach Reed.
Voice.
My God, we are being joined by Coach Andy Reid of the Kansas City Chiefs. Are you kidding me right now? This was the big surprise you were talking about.
Hey, I got to work things. I need somebody on here who can back me up.
Unbelievable.
Coach,
Welcome
I'm
to
excited.
the show, Coach. Thank you so much for taking the time.
You bet, baby. They wanted me to jump out of a cake.
See, if it was the real Andy Reid, it would have said a cheeseburger.
No, Coach, it's good to have you on here. Like, Eric, are you going to talk crap?
They suck. They still suck. Patrick Mahomes going to get hurt week one. They're washed up. It's over. It's done. The dynasty's gone.
Interesting.
Jason, what have we got to? Yeah.
I don't know. Hang on. It just kicked me off.
No, hold on. Now I got an echo.
Oh, no.
Is the echo gone? Yes. No, we have a damn echo. Coach, it's good to see you. Eric. Let us know.
It's good
Patrick
to be
Mahomes.
here,
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes back at practice already?
That's right, baby. OTAs. I mean, everybody doubts him. You can't doubt Patrick Mahomes. He's he's the Grim Reaper. When things get grim, I mean, you get the Grim Reaper. That's right.
You dang right he is. You dang right he is. Anyways, Eric's sitting here shaking his head. He's like thrown off.
Ridiculous.
I've been waiting to pull this one on you guys for a while, but we got almost Andy Reid from TikTok on the show right now. Welcome to the show, brother. And I wanted to announce that we got him coming back on June 30th for a full show. So we're going to get a full show with almost Andy Reid on June 30th, which I'm super excited about. It's glad to have you on the show. And let us know a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. Of course, you can tell in my studio here. Of course, I'm a big Kansas Chiefs fan. Some people call me a super fan. But you can call me anything you want. You got a cheeseburger you're bringing in here.
Man, this whole thing is so great. Like I appreciate this so much.
You want a hot take?
Yeah.
I'm going to have more receiving yards season for the Kansas City Chiefs than Rasheed Rice.
Well, listen. I can't. Oh, this is great. This is so great. Tim, how did this whole thing come up?
It's a long story, brother. Which I'll tell you sometime off the air. But this man is awesome right here. We've been planning this for a little while. We've been trying to put it together. He's a busy guy. Let's put it that way. He's got a lot of engagements. He's got a lot of stuff going on. So it took us a while to actually fit it together. And we were able to actually pull it off and set something up to have him back on the show on June 30th. So I was excited about that. But Coach, you were freaking awesome because I had Eric over here not even knowing what the hell was going on. He's just standing there dumbfounded, like he had no idea what was going on, not know what to say. Jason,
I'm going to turn my headphones if I can get rid of that echo.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Is that a little better?
It was. I can't tell because we're echoing now, and I don't know where the echo came from because it just popped up. Which is hard to get rid of.
Oh yeah, how frustrating.
Jason doesn't echo.
Yeah, Jason doesn't have an echo.
I don't have an echo. I figured it would be because of me because it kicked me off for half a second.
Yeah. Matt, do you have an echo?
Yeah, I've got an echo with you guys.
Tell me.
All right. Coach, do me a favor. Close out of the one link real quick and then click that link back in. We'll try to come back in. I'm going to do the same thing and see if we can get rid of this echo. Jason, I'll be right back.
Absolutely. In the meantime, let me go ahead and do some programming notes. If you haven't checked out already the new spin-off show here on the Sportsfield podcast, it is called Ball Game, where our good friend of the show, Vinny, he joins me every other week, and we talk about all things Major League Baseball. So our next episode is scheduled for 2 weeks, but yeah, never mind the Saturday part of it. But that's a good time. And if you're a baseball fan, I mean, we don't talk about just the current product, but we talk about the history of baseball too. So it's always a good time. And all right, Tim and Eric are back.
Jason's really fast. Do I have an echo?
Yep.
I can barely hear an echo.
I can hear an echo. I'm jumping out one more time.
How weird. All right, go ahead.
Did I have an echo, Jason?
Certainly not.
Cool.
And for those who are watching us live, we do apologize for the technical issues. We're trying to get that figured out. So just bear with us. We're going to try to make this as you know, the best that we can. The problem is once we go on the air, doing any audio tweaks is almost non-existent. I can't fix it until it's in post. All right. Now we've got Tim and Eric are coming back in. You guys okay?
I hope so.
All right.
Nope, we have an echo.
And then Coach Reed is back with us. Coach, can you hear us?
That's right, baby.
All right.
Yeah, I can hear you. Great.
Awesome. All right. Well, Tim, this is the NFL portion of the show. I'm going to let you run this. I know there's a few things that you wanted to touch on. We talked a little bit about what's going on with Detroit. Apparently, Patrick Mahomes has reported for training. And what else has been on your radar?
I mean, pretty much that right now. We're still pretty early on. Besides, I did see that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift were at the Cavs game this past weekend. Was pretty exciting. That's why I'm rocking my Swiftie shirt today, because she is the Queen of America.
She's the Queen of Kansas City too.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
I'm gonna leave the show today. I'm over this.
But that was about it. Coach, we're about to cover. You been following NBA at all?
I see they brought back the Kembe Mutombo or something for the Clippers.
So definitely not.
Yeah.
I'm not a big NBA fan, but I might become a Clippers fan. I'm watching that guy. He's pretty good.
Rock on. But we're about to move into NBA and let these guys run with the NHL playoffs going on.
Okay, I'm gonna have nightmares about this Echo tonight.
Yeah. Like I don't know where that came from. Something happened with Jason's where it booted him and it brought us back in with an echo. It's Riverside problems.
I'll have to get myself a Detroit-style cheeseburger pizza tonight. Set myself up.
You do that. I appreciate you stopping with us, Coach. That was a lot of fun. And I will see you on June 30th. We got you back on the show.
Okay.
And we'll see you again. Thanks again.
All right.
Bye. But man, I got this fucking echo, and it's bothering the shit out of me. And then Jason disappeared. So Matt, you don't have an echo, do you?
I don't think there's one coming through for me, but I think I'm gonna hear your guys' voices in my sleep now. So I'm gonna echo Coach Reed's thoughts there. Jesus.
Yeah, it's echoing bad. I tell you what, Jason's here right now. Let's. Jason, can we shut this thing down and jump back on?
It will interrupt the entire broadcast.
Because we're echoing real bad, and then Matt's echoing real bad, and we haven't talking NHL yet.
All right, so those who are watching, stand by with us. We're going to shut everything down, restart. We'll be back right after this.
So Matt, hang with us. We're coming back in.